Hand Spank was a mischievous little boy. He loved playing pranks. Today was the day for his biggest prank yet.
Hand Spank giggled with excitement. He had it all planned out. His parents wouldn't know what hit them. Hand Spank was sure he was the master prankster. He couldn't wait to see their surprised faces. First up, Mom. She's always the first one at the breakfast table, ready to start her day with a smile.
Hand Spank, ever the prankster, tied a string to the salt shaker, hoping to catch her off guard. He waited with bated breath, eyes fixed on the salt shaker, anticipating her reaction. "Gotcha!" he yelled, pulling the string with a triumphant grin, expecting the salt shaker to fly off the table.
But to his surprise, the salt shaker didn't budge an inch. It stayed perfectly still, as if mocking his efforts. Unfazed, Mum calmly picked up the salt shaker and sprinkled salt on her eggs, completely ignoring the prank.
"Good try, Hand Spank," she said with a wink, her eyes twinkling with amusement.
Hand Spank frowned, his face a picture of disappointment. His grand plan had failed spectacularly. "That was supposed to be funny!" he exclaimed, scratching his head in confusion. Not one to give up easily, he decided to try again, this time with the pepper shaker. But once again, Mom just smiled serenely and continued to season her food, completely unbothered by his antics. Her calm demeanor was unshakable, and Hand Spank realized that it would take more than a simple prank to ruffle her feathers. Next, it was Dad's turn. The atmosphere was tense and everyone was on edge, waiting to see what would happen next.
Hand Spank squeezed dish soap onto the kitchen floor, making sure to cover a large area. He wanted to ensure that Dad would step right into it. He waited for Dad to step on it, his heart racing with anticipation. This was going to be the best prank ever, he thought. Incoming slip, Hand Spank thought, giggling uncontrollably. He could already picture Dad flailing his arms and landing on the floor.
Dad walked across the floor with confidence. He didn't even slip. It was as if he knew exactly where the soap was. Instead, he grabbed a mop and started cleaning up the mess without missing a beat.
"Looks like someone needs a bath," Dad chuckled, looking at Hand Spank's footprints. His voice was filled with amusement.
Hand Spank sighed deeply. His pranks weren't working, and he was starting to get frustrated. Why couldn't he outsmart his parents? His parents were too clever for him. They always seemed to be one step ahead no matter what he tried. But he had one last trick up his sleeve. This time he was sure it would work. He just needed to be a little more creative and a lot more sneaky.
Section 4. The ultimate prank backfires. Hand Spank had been saving this one. He was going to cover Dad's favorite chair with sticky slime. He carefully carried the bucket of slime.
Just as he reached the chair, he tripped. The slime flew into the air and landed right on Hand Spank's head. He was covered in gooey green slime.
Section 5. A valuable lesson learned. This is a story about how a simple prank turned into a moment of laughter and learning for everyone involved. Mom and Dad rushed over, but they weren't upset. They were laughing. It was a surprising reaction,